Hello everyone. In today's biology MCQ session, we are practicing important questions from Principles of Inheritance and Variations. Question number 1. In a dihybrid cross between two heterozygous parents, the probability of getting homozygous recessive for Y gene and heterozygous for R gene is 1 by 16, 2 by 16, 3 by 16, 4 by 16. The right answer is option B, 2 by 16. In the cross between two heterozygous parents, that is YYRR crossed with YYRR, the genotype small y, that is homozygous recessive for Y gene, occurs with a probability of 1 by 4, and heterozygous for R gene, capital R small r, occurs with a probability of 1 by 2. By the product rule, the probability of homozygous recessive for Y gene and heterozygous for R gene is 1 by 4 into 1 by 2 equals 1 by 8, which equals 2 by 16. Question number 2. The recombination frequency between two genes is 12%. What is the distance between them? 6 centimorgans, 88 centimorgans, 24 centimorgans, 12 centimorgans. The right answer is option D, 12 centimorgans. Recombination frequency directly represents map distance. Since 1% recombination equals 1 centimorgan, a 12% recombination frequency means the genes are 12 centimorgans apart on the chromosome. Question number 3. Which of the following is a correct example of incomplete dominance? Flower color in P, flower color in Snapdragon, ABO blood group, seed shape in P. The right answer is option B, flower color in Snapdragon. In Snapdragon, the heterozygous plant shows an intermediate phenotype that is pink between red and white flowers. This blending phenotype is a classical example of incomplete dominance. Question number 4. In ABO blood group system, IA and IB are recessive alleles, linked genes, multiple alleles showing codominance, incompletely dominant. The right answer is option C, multiple alleles showing codominance. In the ABO blood group system, IA and IB are multiple alleles of a single gene. When present together in genotype IA-IB, both express equally, demonstrating codominance. Question number 5. Assertion. Test cross is used to determine genotype of a dominant phenotype. Reason. In test cross, unknown individual is crossed with homozygous dominant. Assertion true, reason false, both true, reason not correct explanation, both assertion and reason true, reason correct explanation, assertion false, reason true. The right answer is option A, assertion true, reason false. A test cross is performed to determine the genotype of an individual showing a dominant phenotype. It involves crossing the individual with a homozygous recessive parent, not a dominant one. Therefore, the assertion is correct, but the reason is false. Question number 6. If a woman is a carrier of hemophilia and marries normal man, probability of hemophilic son is 75%, 50%, 25%, 100%. The right answer is option C, 25%. A carrier mother produces 50% hemophilic sons among her male children. Since only half the children are sons, the overall probability of a hemophilic son is 25%. Question number 7. The phenotypic ratio 9:3:3:1 indicates linkage, incomplete dominance, lethal gene, independent assortment. The right answer is option D, independent assortment. The 9:3:3:1 phenotypic ratio is observed in a dihybrid cross when two genes assort independently, confirming Mendel's law of independent assortment. Question number 8. Which of the following does not follow Mendel's law of dominance? P seed shape, ABO blood group, P seed color, P flower position. The right answer is option B, ABO blood group. The ABO blood group does not follow Mendel's law of dominance because IA and IB alleles show codominance. Both alleles express equally without one masking the other. Question number 9. In a trihybrid cross between two heterozygous parents, that is AABBCC crossed with AABBCC, number of different types of gametes produced by one parent is 4, 6, 8, 16. The right answer is option C, 8. The number of gametes produced by an individual is 2 raised to n, where n is the number of heterozygous gene pairs. For AABBCC, n equal to 3. So total gametes equals 2 raised to 3, which equals to 8. Question number 10. Morgan worked on Drosophila, maize, pea plant, Neurospora. The right answer is option A, Drosophila. Thomas Hunt Morgan performed his genetic experiments on Drosophila melanogaster. His work provided strong evidence for chromosomal theory of inheritance. Question number 11. Which statement is correct regarding linkage? Linked genes assort independently. Linked genes are on different chromosomes. Tightly linked genes show low recombination. Recombination frequency is less than 50%. The right answer is option C. Tightly linked genes show low recombination. Tightly linked genes are located very close to each other on the same chromosome. Because of this proximity, crossing over between them is rare, resulting in low recombination frequency. Question number 12. Phenylketonuria is caused due to mutation in gene coding for dash, tyrosinase, phenylalanine hydroxylase, insulin, hemoglobin. The right answer is option B, phenylalanine hydroxylase. Phenylketonuria occurs due to a mutation in the gene coding for phenylalanine hydroxylase. The deficiency of this enzyme prevents conversion of phenylalanine to tyrosine, leading to accumulation of phenylalanine in the body. Question number 13. Assertion: sickle cell anemia is an autosomal recessive disorder. Reason: it is caused due to substitution of glutamic acid by valine at 6th position of beta chain. Assertion true, reason false. Assertion false, reason true. Both true are not explanation. Both true are correct explanation. The right answer is option D. Both true are correct explanation. Sickle cell anemia is an autosomal recessive disorder caused by a point mutation in the beta globin gene. The substitution of glutamic acid by valine at 6th position of the beta chain changes the structure of hemoglobin. Question number 14. The cross involving F1 individual with recessive parent is called monohybrid cross, back cross, test cross, dihybrid cross. The right answer is option C, test cross. A test cross specifically involves crossing an F1 individual with a homozygous recessive parent. This helps determine whether the dominant phenotype is homozygous or heterozygous. Question number 15. In pedigree analysis, shaded circle represents normal female, affected male, carrier female, affected female. The right answer is option D, affected female. In pedigree analysis, a circle represents a female and shading indicates that the individual is affected by the trait. Therefore, a shaded circle represents an affected female. Question number 16. Which disorder is sex-linked? Thalassemia, hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria. The right answer is option B, hemophilia. Hemophilia is a sex-linked recessive disorder caused by a gene located on the X chromosome. Males are more commonly affected because they possess only one X chromosome. Question number 17. Monohybrid cross between two heterozygous individuals, that is, BB crossed with BB, results in genotypic ratio 1:2:1, 3:1, 9:3:3:1, 1:1. The right answer is option A, 1:2:1. In a monohybrid cross, BB crossed with BB, the genotypic ratio is 1 homozygous dominant is to 2 heterozygous is to 1 homozygous recessive. This gives a 1:2:1 genotypic ratio. Question number 18. Which of the following is not an example of multiple allelism? ABO blood group, T seed shape, coat color in rabbit, human Mn blood group. The right answer is option B, P-seed shape. P-seed shape involves only two alleles, dominant R and recessive R, and therefore does not show multiple allelism. Multiple allelism requires more than two alternative forms of a gene. Question number 19. The law of segregation is based on separation of chromosomes, sister chromatids, alleles during gamete formation, genes during fertilization. The right answer is option C, alleles during gamete formation. The law of segregation states that alleles of a gene separates during gamete formation. Each gamete receives only one allele of a gene pair. Question number 20. In incomplete dominance, F2 phenotypic ratio is 1:2:1, 3:1, 9:3:3:1, 2:1. The right answer is option A, 1:2:1. In incomplete dominance, the heterozygous genotype produces an intermediate phenotype. Therefore, the phenotypic ratio in F2 becomes 1:2:1, similar to the genotypic ratio. Question number 21. Assertion: codominance shows intermediate phenotype. Reason: both alleles express independently in heterozygote. Both true, reason, correct explanation. Both true, reason, not explanation. Assertion true, reason false. Assertion false, reason true. The right answer is option D, assertion false, reason true. Codominance does not produce an intermediate phenotype. Instead, both alleles express fully and independently in the heterozygote. Therefore, the assertion is false but the reason is true. Question number 22. Which cross produces 1:1 phenotypic ratio? The right answer is option B. In the cross where heterozygous genotype AA is crossed with homozygous genotype AA, half the offspring are dominant phenotype capital A small a and half are recessive phenotype small a. This results in a 1:1 phenotypic ratio. Question number 23. Chromosomal theory of inheritance was proposed by Mendel, Morgan, Sutton and Boveri, Watson and Crick. The right answer is option C, Sutton and Boveri. The chromosomal theory of inheritance was proposed independently by Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri. They correlated chromosome behavior during meiosis with Mendel's laws. Question number 24. Which of the following is a pleiotropic gene? HBS gene, hemophilia gene, IA allele, R allele. The right answer is option A, HBS gene. The HBS gene responsible for sickle cell anemia is pleiotropic because it affects multiple traits including red blood cell shape, oxygen transport and resistance to malaria. Question number 25. Recombination frequency cannot exceed 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. The right answer is option B, 50%. Recombination frequency cannot exceed 50% because when genes are on different chromosomes or very far apart on the same chromosome, they assort independently. Question number 26. In dihybrid cross, number of phenotypes produced is dash 2, 3, 4, 16. The right answer is option C, 4. In a typical dihybrid cross involving two traits, 4 phenotypic classes are produced in the F2 generation. Question number 27. Which statement is incorrect? Genes on same chromosome are always completely linked. Unlinked genes show independent assortment. Linked genes show recombination. Crossing over causes recombination. The right answer is option A. Genes on same chromosome are always completely linked. Genes located on the same chromosome are not always completely linked. Crossing over during meiosis can separate linked genes, leading to recombination. Question number 28. In a cross between tall and dwarf, percentage of tall offspring 25%, 100%, 75%, 50%. The right answer is option D, 50%. In the monohybrid cross between tall and dwarf pea plants, half the offspring inherit tall and half inherit dwarf. Therefore, 50% of the progeny will be tall. Question number 29. Assertion. Mendel selected pea plant for his experiments. Reason. Pea plant has many contrasting traits and short generation time. Both true, reason correct explanation. Both true, reason not explanation. Assertion false, reason true. Both false. The right answer is option A, both true, reason correct explanation. Gregor Mendel selected Pisum sativum because it had clear contrasting traits, short life cycle, and was easy to cultivate and control pollination. These features made it ideal for genetic experiments. Question number 30. If recombination frequency is 5%, the genes are unlinked, tightly linked on different chromosomes, showing independent assortment. The right answer is option B, tightly linked. A recombination frequency of 5% indicates that genes are very close to each other on the chromosome. Such genes are considered tightly linked and rarely undergoing crossing over. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel to learn more biology MCQs.